It is Thursday, September 11th, and we're glad you're getting your day started with CNN Student News. From the CNN Center, I'm Carl Azus. First up, we're one step closer to smashing some particles together at the speed of light. You might remember our report about this experiment earlier in the week. The goal is to study theories about the start of the universe. Critics argue this thing could cause a black hole. Researchers say if that happens, it won't pose a real problem, but we're not even there yet. For now, Atika Schubert shows us the first moments of this massive science project.
0. Nothing. Yes, sir. Yes.
This is it. 14 years and $10 billion in the making for a flash of light on a computer screen. But it's no ordinary blip. This is the first particle beam to circle around the full 27 kilometers or 17 miles of the LHC Large Hadron Collider. It's all taking place 100 meters, more than 300 feet underneath the idyllic countryside of the French-Swiss border. The plan, get two beams going in opposite directions at nearly the speed of light, smash them together, and recreate the first moments after the Big Bang. For many here, the culmination of a lifetime of work.
It's very gratifying to see that it's worked as well as it did. To get around on the first try in an hour is very impressive.
This is the CERN Control Center, the hub of the operation, watching over the Big Bang machine at work.
From here, scientists track the beam's progress, guiding it past massive detectors to take snapshots like this, hoping to track down never-before-seen subatomic particles and possibly more.
It could turn out to be the most exciting scientific experiment ever attempted. It really could. I mean, it's not an exaggeration to say if we discover things like extra dimensions, some of the exotic things that we may find with the LHC, then this will be remembered forever as a turning point in our understanding of the universe.
The excitement is catching. There are more than 10,000 scientists from 85 countries. Scientists in Chicago held an early morning pajama party to watch the first live pictures of the collider at work. But the first particle collisions won't happen for several more weeks. The Big Bang machine won't be running at full capacity until next year at least. Those in suspense for the answers to the universe will have to wait a little longer. Atika Schubert, CNN at CERN on the French-Swiss border.
See if you can ID me. I'm one of the world's largest office buildings covering 34 acres in Arlington County, Virginia. I opened in January of 1943 after 16 months of construction that cost $83 million. The 5 floors of my 5-sided structure serve as the headquarters for the U.S. Department of Defense. I'm the Pentagon, and a trip around my corridors would take you more than 17 miles.
A special event is taking place at the Pentagon today, the dedication of a memorial honoring the lives of those people killed there September 11th, 2001. Of course, today marks the 7th anniversary of those attacks when nearly 3,000 people lost their lives in New York, Pennsylvania, and the famous military building. Barbara Starr gives us a tour of this new memorial, talks to the architect who designed it.
Water, sunlight, and trees. It's being called the park. There was horror that morning when hijackers crashed American Airlines Flight 77 into the Pentagon. 184 souls lost. Now, on this 9/11, the first major memorial at one of the attack sites is being dedicated. Tom Heidenberger's wife and young Thomas's mother, Michelle, was a flight attendant.
She was a great woman. I mean, she was my best friend. You know, it was very hard losing her.
The best way to explain Michelle is to look at Thomas and see how proud I am, and so does Mombi.
A bench, a tree, and water pool for each victim.
This place is really all about the visitor's thoughts, your interpretation when you visit this place.
Architect Keith Caseman placed it all in lines marking their ages.
When we learned that there were 5 children who lost their lives that day, that's really what sparked the idea.
One man already had made history. This is the bench commemorating the life of Max Bilke, who died inside the Pentagon. But decades ago, as a young man, Max Bilke was the last U.S. combat soldier to leave Vietnam. Visitors will discover details as they explore. To read a name on the bench of a Pentagon victim, you must face the building. For someone on the plane, you read the name facing the sky. 7 years later, this is one of the most guarded sites in the country. But it's estimated now 1 to 2 million people will visit each year to pause, reflect, and remember. Barbara Starr, CNN, The Pentagon.
Okay, that's certainly not the only event taking place today. In New York, people had the opportunity to sign 2 steel beams that will be used in a national memorial. And out in Arizona, a group of students is using debris from Ground Zero to create their own tribute. Each of these bowls you see right now, about 2,000 of them in all, have been scored with a piece of wreckage from the World Trade Center. The students plan to sell the bowls and donate all the proceeds to help families in New York struggling with health care concerns. Switching gears now, this Saturday marks National Childhood Cancer Awareness Day. Every year, more than 12,000 young people are diagnosed with this disease. More than 40,000 are currently in treatment. Kennedy Boer, whom you're about to meet, is not one of these people, but she used to be. She fought and beat cancer. She wants to help others do the exact same thing. Cheryl Preheim of affiliate KUSA in Denver, Colorado, introduces us to this extraordinary young woman.
Every night you'll see Kennedy Boer at the kitchen table doing homework.
I like doing all the work again.
You will never hear her complain about it.
Learning a lot of stuff that last year I wasn't really doing.
Bone cancer kept Kennedy from going to 5th grade. 2 years and more medical procedures than she can count. 1 bead for every treatment.
Almost makes me feel like I'm there.
Cancer didn't feel quite so isolating when Kennedy shared it online.
From every state
and many countries, a huge number of online visits.
1,759,000.
It showed her and her mom cancer's wide and awful reach. They had to believe there was a purpose.
I also think God chose me for a reason.
That belief took them to the nation's capital.
To get a database and funding for childhood cancer.
Senator Hillary Clinton was one who signed through the first ever National Childhood Cancer Awareness Day.
Most people don't even think about it. They don't want to, that kids do get cancer. And this is a day just to realize and help as much as you can.
It can be the beginning to something huge for funding and awareness and support and education.
Through adversity, they have learned the power of one day.
I have a day to hold my child and to hug her and kiss her and to rub her head when her hair is coming in.
If I could rewind all this and not have cancer, I wouldn't, because I wouldn't have met all the people and to be a survivor.
Kennedy studies now with a goal to help others. Grateful for the chance to think about what she wants to be when she grows up.
Maybe being an oncologist.
Cheryl Preheim, 9 News.
Now you know you can watch excellent stories like that online at cnnstudentnews.com. What you might not know is that you can view it in full screen from our site. All you need is the latest version of Flash installed on your computer. You just go to the page, start the streaming video, then double-click it. Voila! My ugly mug in full screen. Before we go, the hills are alive with the sound of munching? Well, that is because these furry field hands are on the loose. Normally, you'd expect to tackle wild weeds with a man-made mower, but the city of Los Angeles turned to animal assistance to clear some overgrown areas in downtown. Officials say the gardening goats are cheaper, more environmentally friendly than humans are, plus you don't have to give them a lunch break. Before you hire this herd to get out of mowing your own lawn, check out the price tag. It was $3,000. Hey, if you've got the cash, it's not a bad deal. Hey, you guys wanted the puns back. We're going to hoof it on out of here. I'm Carl Azus.